Then there was another pop. And this lady was in front of me, started running, and she said, "Shots fired."
A day at Lakeline Mall turned into chaos, and police still need your help finding the people responsible.
Sub-freezing lows on the way for next week. We'll show you how we get there and your chances for wintry precipitation.
Everyone is safe tonight after law enforcement rushed to Lakeline Mall in Northwest Austin following a shooting. Details on that in a minute. But it comes after the investigations open into high-profile attacks in New Orleans and Las Vegas and have put the nation on edge.
And in light of all of this, today Austin leaders provided an update on what's being done to keep 6th Street and the heart of local nightlife safe. Now, we previously reported about plans to open the street to vehicle traffic every day of the week, an area that's typically closed off during the weekends.
And KXAN Sarah Alshay shares how the Austin Police Department says it'll keep people safe, but concerns still linger with bar managers.
Preparing for Thursday night on 6th Street. General Manager of the library, Aaron Morales, says on any given weekend, thousands of people walk through their doors. But now Morales feels concerned about changes happening outside the bar. On the street, an area typically closed off to vehicle traffic on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights by police and barricades, now starting to open.
The current phase is opening it on Thursdays and Sundays, and that has been taking effect over the past 3 weekends and without any incidents. Not as busy on those days, and we are now currently with the students out for the holidays. That was a good opportunity to do that, and it gives us some opportunity to look at what those gaps are that we need to address.
Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis held a press conference Thursday providing updates to this pilot program in light of the deadly attack in New Orleans.
I feel confident about the phased approach that we're taking, but also recognizing what happened in New Orleans and Las Vegas. We do need to take some steps. So these next couple weeks we will see increased presence of officers, not just in the downtown area, but throughout the city, as well as extra equipment here to block off 6th Street.
According to a previous email sent from city staff to stakeholders, goals include create expanded and dedicated pedestrian areas for more organized lines and walking pathways, reduce the need for street closures, enhance safety, and use officer staff time more efficiently. Davis says security upgrades will include taller curb edges that are about 12 to 18 inches high, as well as balusters nailed into the ground installed in the parking spaces along 6th Street.
It was supposed to come in, I believe, January 9th, and we've already been told that that's been pushed back. It's being delayed. So as soon as we get that equipment in, we're going to get those into the ground. If it can't be done and it can't be done safely, we're not going to do it.
Ultimately, that's the outcome Morales hopes for.
We all think this will hurt business, but I think more importantly is public safety. We're worried about drive-by shootings. We're worried about cars just being in the mix with pedestrians that are intoxicated. We're hoping that they change their mind in light of the tragic incident in New Orleans, that maybe they'll say, you know what, this is a bad idea. Let's not beta test this. Let's not go through with this.
Sarah Alshay, KXAN News.
And when it comes to a point where 6th Street sees massive crowds, Chief Davis says APD will close the street completely. She says they also hired a crowd management expert and a crowd psychologist to help assist with this. Stream Realty, which owns dozens of properties on the street, sent a statement to KXAN about these plans, writing, quote, after years of working with other stakeholders, including the city of Austin, on how to bring 6th Street back to its historical position as Austin's signature downtown neighborhood, Stream, along with other business and property owners, believe opening the street to traffic will help to mitigate risk and increase safety by limiting large gatherings in the middle of the street. Austin City Council member Zoe Cavity tells KXAN his office checked with transportation and public works staff today, and he was told the department is already looking into having bollards as part of the Congress Avenue redesign. In a separate statement, Cavity wrote, quote, I'm committed to exploring with staff enhanced safety treatments for major street closures downtown, along with anything applicable to our city that investigations in New Orleans may reveal.
The heightened sense across the nation helped explain the large law enforcement response for the shooting at Lakeline Mall. Shoppers scrambled for safety after shots rang out near the food court, and now police are looking for whoever is behind what happened. Our Nabil Romano was out there all evening and explains what unfolded.
It was supposed to be a fun trip to Lakeline Mall.
We were dress shopping for this one for a school dance, and I was walking towards her with several dress options. I heard a loud pop.
That's when Megan Davis knew something was wrong.
And there was another pop. And this lady was in front of me, started running, and she said, "Shots fired."
So EMS got a request for assistance from law enforcement at 3:57 p.m. With reports of an active attack, which means that there's active violence going on in an area.
According to Austin police, two separate groups got into an argument in the food court, which then led to shots being fired. Then the groups fled the scene. Those shots also led to people hiding in stores. Davis found a dressing room to hide in.
And we closed the door, and we were just quiet as a mouse for as long as we could be until the intercom said it's clear to go to the shooting part.
Police tell us they are looking for whoever was involved with the shooting. The good news, no injuries reported, but Davis says the incident has left its mark.
And we never come to the mall. This is the one time a year we go to birthday shop for her. And I will never come back. I will shop online from here on out.
Nabil Ramadna, KXAN News.
And if you have any information about the shooting, Austin police do want to hear from you. As for the attack in New Orleans, the FBI is still conducting operations at multiple locations, including in the Houston area.
Surveillance video released today shows just how close some people came to being among the 14 people killed as the pickup truck barreled down Bourbon Street in the French Quarter over New Year's. The FBI believes 42-year-old Shamsud Din Jabbar acted alone before police shot and killed him. The U.S. citizen and Army veteran who served in Afghanistan posted on social media beforehand, claiming the attack was in the name of ISIS. The feds now want to know how he could have become radicalized.
He was 100% inspired by ISIS, and so we're digging through more of the social media, more interviews.
Now, we sent a KXAN crew to North Houston to one of the properties where the suspect lived. They spoke with neighbors off camera who said that Jabbar lived alone, was quiet, and seemed nice to them. Authorities say they found bomb-making materials in a trailer. The FBI says the suspect also posted 5 videos to Facebook before the tragedy.
In the first video, Jabbar explains he originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the disbelievers, end quote.
And in one of the videos, the FBI says Jabbar said he joined ISIS before the summer. He also left a will and testament.
The attack happened about a mile away from the Superdome, where the Sugar Bowl game kicked off today after it was postponed yesterday. And today fans came in droves to the Superdome. There was a brief moment of silence before the kickoff. The venue is going to be home for the Super Bowl next month. The NFL told NBC that the league is, quote, confident attendees will have a safe and enjoyable Super Bowl experience.
And federal investigators do not believe the attack in New Orleans is linked to yesterday's Tesla Cybertruck blast outside of the Las Vegas Trump Hotel.
And 7 bystanders had minor injuries and 1 person died inside the truck. Today, Las Vegas police shared new video showing the aftermath of the blast. It appears that the explosion blew the doors and the roof off, and police say the truck was filled with large fireworks mortars and gas canisters when it exploded. The driver is believed to be 37-year-old Matthew Livelsberger, and investigators cannot definitively confirm if he was a person found dead inside the Cybertruck, but his military ID card and passport were found in the wreckage. He was also the only person seen inside the vehicle as it was tracked. The FBI says right now their search for a motive is focused on what they know and don't know.
We know we have a bombing, absolutely, and it's a bombing that certainly has factors that raise concern. It's not lost on us that it's in front of, of the Trump building, that it's a Tesla vehicle, but we don't have information at this point that definitively tells us or suggests it was because of this particular ideology or the, any of the reasoning behind it.
Investigators say Livelsberger rented the truck in Colorado and then drove it to the hotel New Year's Day. Like the New Orleans attacker, Livelsberger also served in Afghanistan and at the North Carolina Army base formerly known as Fort Bragg. So far, no evidence that they ever crossed paths, and that's according to the Las Vegas sheriff. A reminder now, we do have continuing coverage on all of these incidents right now on our website, KXAN.com.
It took about just all day to get some sunny breaks in Austin, and then sunsets, clouds filling back in and lowering as well. This could lead to some areas of fog by tomorrow morning, and these clouds are going to continue to spread westward and northwestward through the night, bringing most of us a mostly cloudy sky by sunrise. In fact, many of us are cloudy already. These clouds are going to trap in the heat from the day, although I wouldn't call it hot. Certainly there's some warmth out there, and we're at 60 still in Austin, a lot of upper 50s, but where the clouds are thinnest, temperatures right now are in the low 50s. We think we drop down to 50 in Austin, a mostly cloudy night, some areas of sprinkles or fog well past midnight, and we're going to keep tracking this mostly cloudy and warming weather pattern, at least for a few days until Sunday. That's when a strong cold front moves through, and then everything changes. We're going to be tracking more sub-freezing nights than we've had all season, as well as the potential for some wintry mix of weather to mix in here next week, all coming up in First Warning Weather.
Following yesterday's thrilling double overtime victory against Arizona State in the Peach Bowl, the Longhorns now have a college football playoff showdown with the Ohio State Buckeyes in Dallas.
And the Cotton Bowl game for the semifinals takes on increased significance, not just for the teams and fans, but also those in charge of security.
Arlington police say at this time there are no known threats ahead of next Friday's game. Cotton Bowl organizers say they are reviewing their security measures. Remote risk management has worked security at the venue for other events, and a representative says security officers are likely discussing whether to add more drones and potentially change parking and traffic plans.
The way that bags, if they're even let in at all, are scrutinized, because now we have those clear bags you can let in, but after an event like this, might not let any bags in. There's a lot of adjustments that need to be made in a short amount of time.
Arlington's mayor says local police are working with state and federal law enforcement to ensure that everyone is safe.
Austin Energy customers can expect a decrease in their bill for 4 months in a row. Austin Energy has shaved off some of your utility bill, and we're talking about the power supply adjustment rate. It makes up roughly half of your energy bill. A memo from Austin Energy says the decrease is due to lower power supply costs experienced by Austin Energy and the ERCOT market over the past year. That's in part thanks to more mild weather.
It is the cost for buying and selling, doing business on the ERCOT market. Basically, we buy wholesale energy and we provide it to our customers. There's no markup, there's no profit. It's basically a cost recovery mechanism.
Austin Energy has lowered it by 20% since October, meaning the average customer is saving roughly $8 to $10 a month on their bill.
Well, tomorrow marks the return of Free Week in the Red River District in downtown Austin. Friday and Saturday, multiple clubs will offer free live music. The event started more than 20 years ago as a way to bring in crowds during the slower winter months. This year's festival will happen thanks to funding from the city of Austin. Organizers previously told us they were worried they might have to cancel. We'll have more details for you over at KXAN.com.
Okay, so a warm up before a cool down.
I know. Get used to one thing and then get used to something completely different. We're heading for the 70s this weekend, but beyond the weekend, that's when things get interesting. We still have 3 days of weather, though, to talk about before things start to dramatically get colder. Right now, we've got a lot of clouds spreading through the area. The rain associated with a weak storm system is nowhere near us. A little bit of some light returns in the Houston area. For us, though, we'll just see the low clouds and areas of fog continuing to spread through almost the entire area by daybreak. Those that may hang on to the mostly clear skies the longest may see the coolest temperatures. A few spots in the far western hill country may actually get down into the 30s tonight. Most of us will be much warmer than that in the low 50s, and we're still going to be mostly cloudy here at midday with a few holes in the clouds in the afternoon. Yet still, the clouds will dominate over the sunshine. Then the clouds thicken back up Friday night into Saturday morning. There's even the chance for a spotty shower on Saturday morning through the middle of the day, and then we'll see some increasing sun in the afternoon. I do expect more sun on Saturday afternoon than what we're looking at here for tomorrow. So here's the next 3 days. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, high of 66. That's slightly warmer than today. Then we go the low 70s on Saturday, thanks to a little extra sun in the afternoon, and low 70s on Sunday. Early morning clouds quickly giving way to a lot of sunshine before a strong cold front comes in. Brings us a tiny chance of rain in our eastern counties, but more importantly, it brings the coldest stretch of air that we've seen since last winter. These are the high temperatures for next Monday through Thursday. They're all in the 40s, but the lowest numbers coming on Wednesday with highs in the low 40s. So yes, this is cold, but at least we'll be above freezing every afternoon next week, at least the way things look for now. The nights, not so much. Monday morning will be borderline. We're thinking we stay just above freezing in Austin at 33. There will be many spots, especially in the hill country, that get below freezing. But then Tuesday, Wednesday morning, lows in the 20s in Austin. We haven't even had our first freeze in Austin at Camp Mabry yet. We will have one next week. In fact, we'll likely have several, and 30 for your morning low on Thursday. So the late nights, the early mornings getting below freezing just about everywhere for most of next week. So we have high confidence in the below freezing nights and early mornings. Also high confidence in the colder than average days, way colder than normal with highs in the 40s. Where we have low confidence is on the wintry precipitation. And here's one of the reasons why. This is one of our computer models for next Wednesday, which shows a wintry mix on Wednesday carrying over into Thursday before drier weather takes over. So that's the American model. European model keeps us dry through Wednesday, and instead of a wintry mix, we just get rain Thursday into Friday. So there's some stark differences still that will be ironed out over the coming days, and our confidence will likely go up as far as the ability to see that wintry mix or not as we get closer to it. Right now, it's going to be cold next week, but at least we'll be above freezing during the afternoons. You can see 49, mostly sunny on Monday, 47 with sun and clouds on Tuesday, so cold but dry days. And then Wednesday has a 20% chance of rain or a wintry mix. Those chances go up to 30% on Thursday. The timing you're most likely to see wintry weather would be early in the morning and late at night when temperatures are at their coldest.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Hi, good evening. Longest football season in UT history continues. Texas will play their 16th game a week from Friday in the Cotton Bowl Classic against Ohio State. This after that breathtaking win last night in a 5-play sequence that will go down in Longhorn history. We start with that overtime. Texas with a 4th and 13. Now, they could have gotten a first down, but they had to do something, and they did. A touchdown to Matthew Golden. Texas ties it up. Second overtime, they get the ball first play. Quinn Ewers, Gunnar Helm, touchdown. They got the 2-point conversion. 3 plays later, Arizona State has a 3rd and 8, and that's where Andrew Makuba, the Clemson Tiger transfer from LBJ High School, comes up with the biggest play of his life, and he is just living out a dream, making that decision to come back home for one last season.
I was in good position to look back for the ball. I looked back for the ball. Obviously, I had a good grip in my hands of the ball, so I knew I wasn't dropping the ball. I knew I wasn't dropping it, and I knew I couldn't drop the ball. So it was like, just make a play whenever your name is called. This whole year been feeling like a movie. For me, coming back to my hometown, playing some of the best football I've played while I'm in college, and then look what happened today. So I just feel like everything's just been scripted and feel like a movie.
I said to these guys, a year ago today, there was a lot of tears and a lot of frustration because we weren't able to close out the semifinal to get to the national championship game, and that started it. And I think the way they responded to that, to all the things that we've went through this offseason, the summer, into fall camp, losing a critical piece to this team in Cedric Baxter, one of our team leaders, to Quinn getting injured earlier in the season, to losing Kelvin Banks, to losing a lot of different players right along the way, as maybe we're not playing our best football. The one thing I know, their resolve is that they know how to really lock in and get focused and be at their best when their best is needed.
Taking full advantage of the opportunity that's thrown our way, and I'm just so proud of the way that the entire team stayed poised and composed through the entire game, especially through overtime. And it definitely feels a lot better to be on this end of the win in overtime at the same spot for sure.
Quinn Ewers referencing the SEC championship game when they lost in overtime to Georgia. It will be Ewers against the team he started his career, Ohio State, and for the first time this season, Texas will be an underdog. Ohio State comes at about a 6-point favorite. Again, that's a week from tomorrow night. Final Four is set. Of course, they had to delay the Notre Dame-Georgia Sugar Bowl one day, and the Fighting Irish didn't have a conference championship to win, so they didn't get a first-round bye. But they got a victory. Jaden Harrison opens the second half with a kick return. Georgia, of course, without Carson Beck, who was injured in that Texas game, and Gunnar Stockton and the Bulldogs just could not handle that Notre Dame defense. So all 4 Final Four teams had to play a first-round game. They will take on Penn State in the Orange Bowl a week from Thursday. It is the SEC opener against a Big 12 rival. Texas and Oklahoma women playing right now. Still 30 seconds to go. Longhorns leading it 78-73, trying to get that first win in SEC play. Don't forget to go to KXAN.com for more sports.